Want to see more cool videos on our channel? We do, so press this bell and enable to send notifications.
It's common knowledge that humans know more about Mars and the Moon than they do about their own oceans. Humans have devoted lots of time and money into developing space travel. However, do we know what really lies in the depths of our oceans? Today, we will showcase some of the most bizarre discoveries made by deep-sea divers. These discoveries range from frightening sea creatures to underwater cities and remnants of ancient civilizations that are outright scary. These odd findings may rouse lots of curiosity as to what else is left to be discovered in the very depths of our oceans. Number 15. A hole in the Earth. I don't mean to alarm you, but there's a hole in the Earth's crust. Remain calm, everything is totally fine. Scientists aren't quite sure why this is, but they believe it's caused by moving tectonic plates. While the ocean floor should be closer to 7 kilometers thick, deep-sea divers found that the floor was very thin in this area and actually allows seawater to touch the Earth's mantle. Sounds like a pretty freaky thing to discover. Number 14. Oarfish. Whoa there! This creature is not your ordinary fish. This creature closely resembles the mythical Loch Ness Monster that has often been used to spook people out of swimming in the ocean. The oarfish measures up to 11 meters long and was found swimming in some seriously deep waters. This creature appeared on an episode of River Monsters, and it's the only instance where it was caught on film. This creature is quite an odd discovery. I'm sure I'm not alone in thinking I would not like to encounter it while swimming. Number 13. Silver. Sounds like a scene straight out of the Pirates of the Caribbean, but this actually happened. Over $36 million worth of silver was found in the Atlantic Ocean. Yep, that's over 600 pounds of this precious metal. That's the kind of lifting we'd all like to do, right? Anyways, this treasure was lost after a British ship met its end during World War II. Only about 20% of the silver on this ship was actually collected, meaning there are hundreds of pounds still down there. Who's going for a swim? Number 12. Icy Finger. This is not something you'd like to accidentally swim into while deep-sea diving. This spooky ice formation looks like an icicle straight out of a nightmare or horror films. This scary-looking ice stick form is also called a brinacle, as it is formed as a result of cold brines in the ocean. There have not been many studies conducted on these icy ocean fingers. Therefore, they're incredibly hard to avoid and predict. Beware of large icicles that reside in the Arctic and Antarctic oceans. Number 11. Underwater Chinese City. This one is very eerie and can cause some serious goosebumps. This ancient Chinese city is believed to have been built in 200 AD and submerged under ocean water for over 50 years. Despite being so old and being underwater for half a century, the Lion City, as it is often called, is beautifully preserved. This ancient city was submerged underwater after the Chinese government transformed it into a lake in order to implement a hydroelectric power plant. It caused great shock and surprise when they revisited this lost city and found it to be in such a perfect state. Number 10. Goblin Shark. Sharks are already an animal that rouse lots of fear in humankind. We devote an entire week to learning more about them and their nature on the Discovery Channel, yet there is still so much to know. The goblin shark is a type of shark that is largely unknown to many of us because they reside in the deepest waters of the sea. The goblin shark has some of the most threatening jaws ever seen on an animal. The fact that they live so deep down in the ocean means the chances of you encountering one on your afternoon swim are slim to none, but still spooky to think about. Number 9. Blobfish. Anyone else think that the blobfish is kind of cute? Unfortunately for poor old blobfish, he was named one of the ugliest creatures in the world. What is he exactly? No one is quite sure. He's some sort of blob, I suppose. He was discovered in 1978 by surprised deep-sea divers, and while he may look a little bizarre, he is not dangerous at all. He actually has 0 muscles in his body. He is quite literally just a fish-like blob. Anyways, please don't hate on blobfish. He's a nice guy, I think. Number 8. Apollo 11's engine. Everyone loves Amazon, right? We all like to order the most random things, from toilet paper to makeup and Christmas gifts, and get them the next day. Well, get this. Amazon was actually a key part of the discovery. The CEO of Amazon was instrumental in planning and ordering the recovery of Apollo 11's engine that was found at the very bottom of the ocean. Just one more reason to like Amazon, I guess. This discovery happened only 5 years ago in 2013 and was highly secretive. Cool, huh? Number 7. Vampire squid. The vampire squid is the freaky cousin of the octopus. It is about 1 foot long and has webbing that connects its arms together. It lives deep down in the ocean and survives off of floating particles in the ocean. While the vampire squid looks scary, it's not much of a predator at all. This species has been around for over 300 million years, and we still don't know much about it, and about the other animals that live in its deep waters. We still have lots to explore. Number 6. Roman medicine. When we think of shipwrecks, most of us think about the story behind the shipwreck and how fascinating the actual ship is. In this case, scientists have turned our attention to what could actually be inside this ship. Interestingly enough, scientists have actually found Roman medicine inside a ship that was thought to be 2,000 years old. While these pills are totally expired now, they're super telling to historians about what Romans used to heal their ancient ails. These discoveries were done in the late 20th century and resulted in other fascinating findings, like ancient lamp bowls, ceramics, and more. Number 5. Underwater designs. Deep-sea divers off the coast of Japan in the mid-90s were intrigued by these strange designs that seemed to magically appear on the ocean floor. It took over 10 years for divers to figure out what was making these mystical circles on the ocean floor. The creator of these intricate patterns were pufferfish, who make these circles when trying to attract mates. It's fascinating how these minuscule fish can create these large patterns that can be up to 7 feet wide. Pufferfish certainly have an interesting dating life. Number 4. Ancient village. Atlit Yam is an ancient city near Israel, which is speculated to be over 800 years old. This ancient city was explored by sea divers in 1984, who expected to find a shipwreck in this area, but instead found a village that was ravaged by the tsunami. The city is now over 40 meters underwater. While I'm certain that exploring this site is very interesting and telling about how villagers in this ancient city lived, it's also totally eerie to imagine such a misfortune. Number 3. Keeping an eye out. A giant eyeball is not exactly the type of thing you'd expect when diving deep down in the ocean. While spotting intriguing fish may be on your list of things to see, I suspect most deep-sea divers don't expect to encounter an eyeball the size of a basketball. This giant eyeball has raised many questions for marine biologists and divers. Specifically, who does this eye belong to? Some scientists believe it comes from a giant squid. I suppose that while seeing this giant eye might be very creepy, it's less scary than actually encountering its owner. Number 2. Lost City. This sounds like something straight from a storybook or a fantastical piece of Greek mythology, but it's actually real. A city was completely submerged by 30 feet of water and lost under the waves. This city is referred to as Heraklion by Greeks and also as the city of Thonis. This site was discovered by Egyptians in the early 21st century. Remains of statues and infrastructures were explored. How interesting, yet eerie. The story behind this city is still mainly a mystery to us, but I'm sure we'd all love to know more. Number 1. Baltic Sea Anomaly. The Baltic Sea Anomaly was accidentally discovered by a team of diving experts in the year 2011. The divers found a 60-meter-thick circular entity nearly at a depth of 90 meters in the Baltic Sea. A track seemed to lead towards the entity, which the divers measured to be around 300 meters. Though various scientists have offered innumerable suggestions about the entity's origins, the Baltic Sea Anomaly still remains one of the unsolved intrigues and ocean mysteries of the world. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoy the video, please let me know by clicking the like button. Do share, write a comment, and don't forget to subscribe so that you can catch up my next video.